Every time I fucking join the Discord, this fucking faggot doesn't start the stream, dude.
Every time the what's it called? OBS disconnects my mic. Like, fuck off.
I don't want to. I don't want to go to the State of the Union. I want to cover it right here because I wouldn't be able to cover it in the same capacity. You know what I mean? So we're gonna be
Dog, I
right
got
here,
the
and we're gonna be live
panels
all day long tomorrow, and it's gonna be awesome.
on.
Ben says, "Does Jeremy the Quartering join G&G? He blocked me on Twitter. Um, I don't think he'll be
All that
joining G&G
fucking
anytime soon, but
work and effort for this
I'm sure
piece of
he will
shit.
be just fine, though. I think his channel just hit 2 million subscribers. So congratulations to 2 million subscribers for the quartering. Mandy says, I was in the 0.5% in 2025 for this gay channel. That's what's up right there. That's what's up. I'm happy to hear that. So what's interesting is since the third on the record assassination attempt from President Trump, the news media has all but been silent on it, with the exception of Fox News. I mean, people are not even talking about this. And I'm not saying that I came up with this because many people have been tweeting out about this, but could you imagine if someone was caught with a gun on Obama's property and police had to shoot and kill this person because they came to Obama's property with a gun? Could you imagine what the media coverage would be like? There would be protests in the streets. There would be riots. There would be mass hysteria across social media and the mainstream media. It would be everywhere. Happens to Trump, crickets. No big deal. This is, I mean, if people can't see how corrupt this system is right now, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you if you can't see this for what it is. It's absolutely ridiculous. Good Lord, man. But you know that's exactly what would happen. Beast says, time to sell that timeshare in Mexico, Jeremy. Yeah, I mean, I'm hearing all these stories. As a matter of fact, let's just jump right into that one first. Like, I'm hearing all the stuff about Mexico. Obviously, it's chaos right now in Mexico. Airline flights canceled in and out of parts of Mexico. So
Yeah, have you
there are
heard
Americans
anything
apparently that are trapped
of
in Mexico
what's going on
right
in
now.
Mexico?
Live now from Fox. My name is Cabral
Nope.
Hara, and we brought to you some
It's basically
breaking
like
news from
Breaking
over the
Bad shit.
weekend. Take a
Just
look
the
at this.
fucking cartels
It's a
going
social
at it.
media post courtesy of our team at Fox 26 in Houston. Now, they say this: the death of notorious Mexican cartel leader El Mencho has thrown parts of Mexico into chaos with far-reaching impacts to travel and American tourists in seaside towns. We are following this very closely, and to get more information as to how this is impacting not just American tourists in Mexico, but also those trying to get back here to airports across the U.S., we're going to turn it over to our team at Fox 2 in Detroit, Robin
I mean,
August.
maybe I'm just old school, but like when I go on vacation, me going on a vacation is taken to the family to Bass Pro Shops. And then, and again, I don't want people to start thinking that just because I make a lot in super chats that I'm just like, blowing all this money on stuff, but like on a special occasion. So a trip to the Bass Pro Shops and then dinner at Waffle House. I know. It's a little fancy. I do understand that. But every now and then you got to splurge. And so trip to the Bass Pro Shops, dinner at Waffle House. I mean, that's a damn good day right there.
Standing by at the airport. Robin, what do we know so far about the impact that this death has been having?
Well, this is certainly affecting airports all across the country, including right here at Detroit Metro Airport. As you know, airlines are either canceling or diverting flights to Mexico right now. Now, we did catch up with two men from the Metro Detroit area who are currently stranded over there. They have been witnessing some of this violence firsthand, and just the images out of Mexico, they are just horrifying. It is frightening. As you know, tourists have been asked to shelter in place place after a Mexican cartel leader was killed over the weekend.
I've been to Mexico one time. It was part of, I guess, an excursion on a cruise or whatever. And it was beautiful where we went. But what was it like? I don't remember where it was, but I do remember, like, once you got there, I felt like I was gonna die, you know, because I was just like, this is not safe. This is not. I don't feel safe right now. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here at all. I would rather just get back on the boat, and because, yeah, I don't want to be here.
Cartel members, of course, torching cars and buses and buildings in that area as a result. Again, we did speak by Zoom with 2 Metro Detroiters who are currently stranded in Puerto Vallarta. They say that the grocery stores, they are running out of everything right now, so they are conserving what they have, and they really are just hoping for the best, hoping that this is resolved soon. Take a listen.
As I'm sitting here talking to you now, we're watching about 3 or 4 plumes of smoke that have recently gone up.
D-Day Cobra, did you know your stream last night got taken down and stopped me from viewing it, and it ended up due to the Olympics footage? Luckily, I still have it open on tab so I can rewatch it. So yeah, last night, and again, this is why I stick to this mainstream stuff, because I got the interview from the Olympics that got me blocked completely, like worldwide. They blocked my stream, so I had to clip that segment out because they blocked my stream worldwide. And so I know people are like, why is Jeremy always focusing on Fox and blah, 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 blah. It's like, dude, I'm just trying to make sure that I don't get hit, because the copyright stuff is so stupid. You've actually read my comment. Holy shit, thank you, bro. Of course, man. And thank you. I'm sorry you had that inconvenience, but the stream, it should be back up and working, because I had to clip that out, but it was only down for about 20 minutes, I think.
I'm watching a plane go by, which we haven't seen air traffic in hours, and a military-looking helicopter circling. You can see the fires starting in the city right now. These are new fires within the past hour.
2 men see this situation just really unfold before their eyes. They are sheltering in place. They tell us that they are trying to stay calm, but as you can imagine, that is just very difficult when you don't know exactly when you are going to be able to leave. Now, we did check FlightAware.com. It is that flight tracking system right now here at Detroit Metro Airport. We have 119 canceled flights. Of course, not all of that due to the situation in Mexico. Most of them due to the blizzard on the East Coast. We are live here at Detroit Metro Airport.
I just don't know why you would, like, I don't know, man. I'm not going to Mexico for vacation. I'm just not. Not in today's world. You know, maybe 20 years ago that would have been an option, but like I would not be in Mexico for a vacation. I understand some people want to go down there for the donkey shows and all of that, but I'm not going to Mexico.
Send it right back to you.
All right, Robin, thanks so much for joining us and giving us that update. We'll check in with you later on. Let's stay on with this story, though. I want to give you some more background context in case you haven't been following it closely. I want to put it here on your screen. This is some video and pictures of El Mencho. And I'm going to let you know exactly what happened.
Okay, he really does look like Pedro from Napoleon Dynamite. He really does. Yeah, absolutely. Again, if you really want to clean up Mexico, just send Denzel Washington in. John Creasy, all right? Like, that's all you have to do. He's done it once, he can do it again. Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars.
Throughout this last weekend. So the death of the
John Leguizamo
leader again is causing some chaos in parts of Mexico,
Netflix
but having those
X-Wing.
impacts to travel. El Mencho, who was the leader of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, one of the most
See how much
powerful
effort they
cartels
put
in
into the
Mexico,
pronunciation,
did
dog?
have a presence in all 50 U.S. states. Now, according to the U.S. Embassy, the operation was carried out Sunday, so just yesterday, by Mexican Special Forces, with U.S. authorities providing, quote, complimentary intelligence. During the operation, troops came under fire and killed 4 people at the location, 3 more people, including El Mencho, were wounded and later died. That's according to the statement released. 2 others were arrested in armored vehicles. Rocket launchers and other arms were seized.
Rocket launchers.
3 members of the armed forces were
Dude, rocket launchers? This is awesome. This is awesome. Man on Fire was a documentary.
wounded and receiving medical treatment. A member of the National Guard also died during the operation, and 6 other National Guard members died in this operation as well. Excuse me. Now, jail guard was killed at a lockup in Puerto Vallarta when prisoners rioted, and an agent from the Jalisco State Prosecutor's Office was killed in Guadalajara. A Jalisco state official told.
I'd like to remind you that the Democrats want open borders so that people like this can just pour into our country. Just a reminder, okay?
The Associated Press. Want to take us out to this too, a social media post courtesy of Caroline Levitt. She is the White House press secretary, and here she is discussing this entire situation. She goes on to say the United States provided intelligence support to the Mexican government in order to assist with an operation in Talpalpa, Jalisco, Mexico, which is with the nemesis El Mencho, an infamous drug lord and leader within the Jalisco.
Listen, I'm gonna let her read this because I don't want to show her up. Being she's part of like a mainstream outlet, so like I'm gonna let her read this. I just don't want to embarrass her, considering I know all the words. I know the best words. I would never mispronounce anything at all. So just want to let you guys know I'm being thoughtful when I do this.
Nemesis El Mencho, an infamous drug lord and leader within the Jalisco New Generation cartel, was eliminated. El Mencho was a top target for the Mexican and United States government as one of the top traffickers of fentanyl into our homeland. Last year, President Trump rightfully designated the Jalisco New Generation cartel as a foreign terrorist organization because that's exactly what it is. In this operation, 3 additional cartel members were killed, 3 were wounded, and 2 were arrested. President Trump has been very clear. The United States will ensure narco-terrorists sending deadly drugs to our homeland are forced to face the wrath of justice they have deserved. And that was the latest social media post courtesy of White House Press Secretary Caroline Levitt. We are following this closely. Also, the U.S. State Department warning U.S. citizens in several parts of Mexico to remain in safe places due to the.
If you want to, if you are a United States citizen and you are in Mexico and you are ordered to remain in a safe place, might I recommend not going to Mexico in the first place? I know it's a crazy idea. Might I recommend maybe don't go to Mexico in the first place to go on vacation? Call me crazy. Call me crazy. But it kind of sounds like a good idea. Now, if you're there because you have obligations, whatever, I get all that. But I'm just saying, if you're simply going to go to vacation and you're in Mexico, you are retarded. Like, it's that simple. Hi, I want to go to Mexico. I want to go on vacation to Mexico. Yeah, you're an idiot. I almost don't feel sorry for you if you're that stupid. It's like walking into oncoming traffic and getting mad because you got ran over. Don't walk into oncoming traffic, retard. This isn't complicated. He says, but how else do I meet a hot Mexican babe? Keys, thanks to Joe Biden, there's a fuck ton of them here in America. There's a lot of them. And some of them, I think, should stay. And we should vote on the hotness of the Mexican chicks. And we should, as Americans, we should be able to vote, like, are they hot enough to stay? That's the only way you get to stay. Are you hot enough? Simple as that. 8 and up can stay. All right? 7, 9, you're out. 8 and up, you can stay. I think that's a very, very fair system. I think that's a fair system. So, that's my thoughts on it anyway. Let me catch some of these super chats really quickly.
Oh my goodness.
Got that one. Operation says an Israeli here. What are your thoughts about Iran? You think he's going to attack? I know you don't send so much firepower just to turn back, but this constant back and forth is getting confusing. Well, the back and forth is negotiation on Trump's part. I don't think Trump wants to attack Iran. I think that he is posturing and negotiating to the best of his ability. But I also think that, you know, this has gone on long enough. So I think he probably will. But right now, the back and forth is simply, you know, to negotiate and try and posture. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. We have the State of the Union tomorrow. I think that's going to be, you know, interesting to see how he approaches it with the State of the Union. And then I think if anything could happen, it could happen the day after the State of the Union, but who knows? You don't send two carrier groups to an area and not attack. That's exactly what Trump wants people to think. And again, you're probably right, but at the same time, Trump doesn't show his hand. He never does. He never shows his hand when it comes to military operations. He doesn't do blatantly obvious things. He does not want the enemy to know where he's coming from. And so him doing that is only Trump would negotiate like that. Only Trump would. Only Trump would go, I'm going to send these into an area where everyone thinks there's no way you would send this if you weren't attacking. Trump would. Trump would absolutely do that. A normal president wouldn't. Trump's not a normal president. Nick Reiner is in court right now. Where at? Where is it? Let's see if I can find this. I saw he was not guilty or whatever. He pleaded not guilty is what I'm saying. So is it right here? Is he out on bail? There he is. Here we go. Hurry up. There he is.
April 29th. This is about to make a record report as we address the request for media coverage off the record. Court just orders that there's no live streaming and no live transmission and no filming of any of the gallery.
We'd like to go forward with the agreement.
Thank you. And on behalf of Mr. Reiner, we waive full review of the complaint, advisement of rights, including armed forces and veterans' rights, enter a plea of not guilty, denying any and all special allegations, enhancements, and priors.
This is Nick Reiner, the son of Rob Reiner, Hollywood director and massive TDS sufferer. Rob Reiner, and allegedly Nick Reiner murdered his parents a few months ago. And so, yeah, I mean, Rob Reiner's TDS it's up there. I wouldn't say Rob Reiner's TDS was the worst of that we know, but he was definitely, he probably was tier 2 of the worst. He was a lunatic.
A plea of not guilty is entered on behalf of Mr. Reiner. Counsel's requesting.
Why is it even necessary to bring up his TDS? You need to ask Rob Reiner that question, because that's all Rob Reiner was known for the last 10 years of his life. He wasn't known as a great Hollywood filmmaker. He was only known as a person that would attack Trump supporters and Donald Trump. That's all he was known for. That's all anybody knows of this guy. Nobody can name a movie he's made in the past 10 years, but all they can talk about is his TDS. It's always necessary to bring up TDS because TDS is a disease. TDS is a mental disorder that is destroying this country. And if it's not properly dealt with, you end up in these situations.
29th as your
April 29th, 2026 as the 0 of 30 calendar days.
Yes.
And may I take a waiver from your client?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Reiner, you are entitled to a speedy preliminary hearing, no preliminary hearing within 10 court days and 60 calendar days of your arraignment. Your arraignment is today. Do you understand, waive, and give up those rights so that your matter may be continued to April 29th, 2026 as a 0 of 30 calendar days, with the understanding that your preliminary hearing may commence within 30 calendar days of April 29th? And does counsel join in that waiver?
I do.
The court finds that Mr. Reiner has made a knowing and intelligent waiver of his right to a speedy preliminary hearing within 10 court days and 60 calendar days, and that his counsel of record joins in that waiver. And agrees that the next court date of April 29th, 2026 is a 0 of 30 calendar days. The matter is assigned to, for all purposes, by the supervising judge of the criminal master calendar. The matter is assigned to, for all purposes, to Judge Sam Boda in Department 108. Counsel reserve on bail?
Yes, sir.
It's bail set at no bail. Anything further in this case?
Yes, for the record, Your Honor, people have turned over to the defense the large bulk of discovery. We are still waiting word from the coroner's office.
And by the way, TDS is off the charts right now. We've got a couple of instances that we're going to talk about as soon as we watch this. We've got Robert De Niro literally crying over Trump. And we have Stephen King saying Trump has no kids. Yes.
We did the autopsy report. As soon as we get it, we will turn it over from the defense as well as any other discovery that comes in.
Thank you. Anything further?
Your Honor, I addressed with the court the issue of the outstanding SCTs. We're asking that those be withdrawn.
And those subpoenas, as referenced by the defense, are withdrawn, ordered withdrawn. Thank you. Anything further?
Thank you.
Thank you.
So there you have it. Nick Reiner in court. I guess, it's just Hollyweird, man. These Hollyweird people are off their rocker. And speaking of people that have TDS, we've got a very interesting case right here. And it would be one Robert De Niro. I cannot believe how far Robert De Niro has fallen. Now,
you want to play Battlefield at all?
This
right?
is I don't know if this is an old clip or not. But
It's kind of
Robert
want
De
to chill,
Niro
Okay.
and
relax.
Nicole Wallace
I'll play Dead Space
literally
after then.
tear up over Trump.
Okay.
Dude, I remember back in the day when Robert De Niro was in a movie, you were watching a tough guy, man. That was the perception. Robert De Niro's a tough guy. He's a mob boss. He takes no shit from anybody. He's a tough guy. Well, now this is where we are. By the way, before we play this, look who's in the chat. Mrs. ABF. Oh boy. Let's go. Welcome in to Mrs. ABF in the house. Congratulations to ABF and Mrs. ABF. She don't miss. She don't miss. Oh, that's great. She don't miss. All right, so here we go. What up, Harley Dave? Here is Robert De Niro, the greatest fall from grace I have seen, man. This is crazy.
You have to lift people up.
Why?
You have to bring them together. Period. You can't divide people. You can't win that fight. It's a no-win situation. And look,
This is the tough guy, Robert De Niro. He's crying over Trump. He's literally crying. We gotta back it up. It's too good.
you have to lift people up.
Why?
You have to bring them together. Period. You can't divide people. You can't win that fight.
Oh no.
it's a no-win situation. And look what we have. Look who we have there. It's almost like a destiny to have this thing there, attempting to destroy this country, and maybe not even understanding why. So it's up to us to protect the country
that we love.
Yes.
You weren't supposed to make me cry. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I have an announcement to make, everyone. I have an announcement to make. I have to admit that there is someone that I support more than I support Donald Trump. It's true. There is someone that I support more than I support Donald Trump. I am a bigger fan of the version of Trump that the left hates. I like that version of Trump more than I like the actual version of Trump. I want the left-wing version of Trump. I want this guy, okay? Please, give me the version of Trump that the left always cries about and claims exists. I want that guy. I want him to arrest every motherfucker out there. I want him to just steamroll this country. All of these criminals, all of these liberals, all of these illegals. I want that version of Trump. Lord knows if we got that version, and that is truly like the reason Trump has, again, he's a popular guy, he's always been a popular guy. It's this version that the left has created in people's minds. That's the version people really love. I'm not saying we don't love Trump. I'm just saying, like, this guy that they have created, I want to see that guy take over.
You weren't supposed to make me cry. Thank you so much. Thank you for this. We talked about how this is the moment. This is the moment that it goes one way or the other.
Dog.
You think it's going the other way?
Well, I don't know. All I know is people have to resist.
Can you hear me?
Resist.
Yeah.
There's no easy way. It's not going to come too easy. You know, there's a time
What would you
in
do
your own life and your own survival.
if a news story came out
Run through the fire. Because if
that
you don't
the
run through
cartel
fire, you're not getting out.
got a
That's
hold
what we
of,
have to do.
what is her name? Taylor Swift. And they're like, if
Thank you so
you
much.
fucking people don't stop, we're gonna fucking kill her.
Good Lord, man.
What's her question?
And so, if you remember this, I don't know if you remember.
What would you
this
do
with the guy
if
who does the
you saw a news story
impersonation?
with all the shit going
He
on
actually
the cartel right now?
Robert De
If you saw a
Niro.
news story
Remember this
with
right
the cartel somehow getting Taylor Swift kidnapped or whatever, and they're like, if the authorities don't stop their bullshit, we're gonna fucking kill this chick. What would you think of that?
Himself, or okay, maybe someone just doing a Trump impersonation, confronts De Niro in New York earlier this week.
Well, I guess if they want to
president. I forgive you, Bobby, for being such a loser about
instigate a legitimate declaration of war against the cartels, that would be it.
You think the U.S. would go to war? Taylor Swift or whatever?
I think if Taylor Swift got kidnapped, first of all, would be very bad.
She lost so
Because I'd say within a week, Trump would probably go in. If they kill her and they show evidence that Taylor Swift is dead,
She lost so strong.
Yeah, they do a beheading video.
Imagine
Yeah,
how
they do
many of the 15-year-old girls that will be on the side of killing every cartel member. Because those are the people who are against it, or like the people that like Taylor Swift, that kind of side, like the emotional, like people that don't care about politics. They would be for that if that happened to her. Because now it hits them. Now instead of having a logical coming to a conclusion logically, they now have experienced or they've had something taken away. Like Taylor, they would go fucking insane.
Really? Did this just happen?
So what you're saying is you hope Taylor Swift gets kidnapped and executed so we can take out the cartel.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Even though I don't like Taylor
Super
Swift,
Saiyan Trump. Yes, we
I would
do.
definitely say no.
Yes, we do. We want God Emperor Trump. Happening now? Okay. So let me look this up really quick. Let's see. 15 minutes ago, update. Yep, here it is right here. Here we go.
Because we can now confirm that the Metropolitan Police are saying that Peter Mandelson has been arrested. Because we can now confirm.
There we have it. So, former UK ambassador arrested after Epstein files expose his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. The arrest is on suspicion of misconduct while in public office. So is this kind of the same reason that we saw the other arrest for Prince Andrew? So it has nothing to do with what people probably assume. It's probably in the same line with Prince Andrew. He looks like a lesbian aunt.
That would be interesting, though.
He absolutely does.
Like, I wonder how that would go down
Andrew
socially.
responds, yeah, but it's still listed under misconduct in public.
Because that would get a lot of
like
people, at least for a very short amount of time, it would get them more political.
But I do want to move back to the
and they
TDS
probably wouldn't even
story,
care. They'd be just like, get her home.
TDS is bad enough with Robert De Niro. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you.
Hey, dude, imagine if they fucking
Stephen King on Twitter
publicly show or getting fucking executed cartel style, dude. That would be it, dude.
Yeah, because then that video would float around on Twitter and it wouldn't get taken down. Because I assume that would rightfully go against the terms of service, so people would see it for sure.
Yep.
And it's almost like, obviously you don't want it to happen, but if it did, I feel like it would be a good thing that they would see it, because then you'll actually get some what's the word, like, exposure to what they do. But I don't know, if she was taken, I feel like with what they did with El Macho, or whatever the fuck his name is, in Venezuela, where they fucking have like LRADs and shit making people freeze, like fucking making their brains fucking bleed and shit. Probably just fucking kill them all. You know what? I'm gonna fucking watch fucking snowboarding. Shit's gonna be gone in like 10 days, so. You know what's weird about the Olympics? It's not that I look forward to it, but when it is on, I'd like to watch at least one or two events. And it's like, imagine waiting 4 years for something that goes on for 2 weeks. And then when it's gone, it just feels like it was never there when it's gone. It's a weird feeling.
I haven't watched anything so far.
Yeah,
I don't really care.
Yeah.
usually a failed jump comes from the takeoff, doesn't it, Greg?
Almost always. You're right, Rob.
Can we get another shot? Jonas Hassler, his Olympic debut, the 19-year-old from Switzerland. 6th in slopestyle at the Laux World Cup. Regular footed rider, so his natural stance here.
A lot of front board or split front board pretzels on that second rail.
Again, I'd say 2 of the 3 rails of his natural stance.
Not getting the snap off the cannon rail I think he was looking for.
Now switch.
The switch backside 1083 full times around.
Good job, Jonas. Finish this off.
Oh.
Just a backside 1080. So you can see
You exercises today, dog?
Yes, that's a full pull. Yes, he landed face down on everything. But that cannon rail, he didn't quite come off the end. You know, you've seen like what Su Yiming or Jake Cantor.
How's your back feeling?
Off of it.
Decent.
And if you're at your local park,
It is now, but not before, no.
it's not just the backside 1080, but here,
The exercise helped, I guess.
best in the world.
Well, now that I'm half laying down.
And even Craig, not to put too fine a point on it, but the 2 of the 3 rail tricks, right, natural stance, whereas your brother Mark and Dane Menzies, a lot more switch. And it's just a little bit harder.
It is. But and I'm going to go back to that point of just the 1080. The reason I said just the 1080 is, yes, he obviously wanted more, but you could see his takeoff was getting ready for a lot more snap and maybe a lot more rotation, and didn't like what he was feeling on it, so kept it to a 1080.
Something maybe here in the 60s or a 55.90. I didn't want to go that long. All right, we're halfway through this field of 30. And right now, Canadian Mark McMorris is sitting in 2nd place behind Dane Menzies. Right behind him is Marcus Cleveland. Those are your top 3, Menzies, McMorris, and Marcus. It's all about the M's. The M&M's are wild. Here's Noah Victor. Some trouble in the big air last week. They really are flying through this rail section. They're cooking with gas.
And the reason that is these rails are long and they are tall. So when you want to get to the end of the rail, if you're taking a lot more speed, you usually get there. No, Victor unfortunately falling on that cannon rail. The reason that is these rails are long and they are tall. So when you want to get to the end of the rail, if you're taking a lot more speed, you usually get there. No, Victor unfortunately falling on that cannon rail, the final rail feature. So with that fall, he knows it's as good as gone. He's just having some fun right here.
Once he did the revert, then the run was basically over.
You can see how tall that rail is. It's head height. That down flat downs. Here's where it goes wrong for the German here. So that revert, hands down.
Too long here.
Oh.
The 26.81 means he'll have to do this. Well, he wants to do it again anyway, but he'll have to do it again to try to qualify. Sean Fitzsimons, American, highlight of his career, I think it's fair to say, was winning locks slope style back in 2022. This year hasn't gone quite so well. His best result was 11th in locks this year. Regular footed rider, jams on the brakes here.
Nice backside three, a little early out though. Board slide front flip, those are always fun.
Switch here.
Fighting around a switch backside 1620. It's all the speed he can. This is just not enough.
It was a tough run for Sean. I felt like there was some awkward areas in the rails as well.
Yeah, he was kind of fighting the whole way through. Yeah. Rob, you mentioned that win in 2022 locks. You say it's the biggest of his career. It was just a World Cup, but that was one of the qualifiers for the United States. Sean was not on the team. He needed to get first or second.
Yeah,
and he got first. That punched his ticket to Beijing. So we know he can perform with the most pressure, and he's certainly going to have a lot of pressure in run two.
There you go. Maybe it's what he wants. Wants the pressure. Give it to me. This event made its debut at the Olympic Winter Games in Sochi in 2014. It was an American named Sage Kotzenberg, a really unique run, who won that time. 4 years later in Pyeongchang, guess what? It was another American, Red Gerard, with a really unique run that won. We kept it in North America for 2022 when Max Perot won it. He was the winner ahead of Su Yiming and Mark McMorris, with 2 Canadians on the podium in 2022 in Beijing. The local favorite set up Ian Mattioli. I'm mistaken, Craig, did he not land the first ever frontside 2160?
He did. You're right. Oh, wow. We haven't seen anybody take that line. Nose press 270. The flat to down bar. I think he's going to have a huge top section score.
And we know he flies in the jumps.
Frontside 1440 double nose grab. That's both hands on the nose.
But unfortunately, both hands on the snow. You know what's so interesting here is I think of him as a big air guy who can fly,
yeah.
And yet it was the jump section that caused him difficulty, and he nailed it on the rails.
That's a really good observation, because you think it's set it and forget it, but with this jump line, here's what I love. Nose press, 270, that's high risk, because we talk about getting to the end of the rail. That flat bar to down bar, that is long. That is a lot of steel. Ian Mattioli makes short work of it. Here's the frontside 1440 double nose grab. You mentioned he's got 2 hands on the snow, and that's what I think messes him up. Let's take a look at the landing here. Lands, 2 hands on the snow, then has to get right into that tuck position. As I mentioned off the top, this slope for the course is quite flat, so you don't get a ton of speed. Every mistake is magnified.
43.81 for Ian Mattioli. Boy, he had a good run going there. Well, these Olympic Winter Games have been a huge success for this man. No matter what happens here, he should be all smiles. Kira Kumura, the Olympic rookie, was a gold medalist a week ago in Big Air. 3rd in X Games just about a month ago or so.
Wow. Clean, cap 270, 270 out.
See, I don't like that.
The pre-one. Wow. Clean, cap 270, 270 out.
See, I don't like that.
The pre-180 in. There was a lot of rotation up top. Board slide pretzel flip. We saw Jake Cantor
switch,
do that trick, and here Switch backside 1440, 4 full times round. Just squeezing around.
All right, Kira, this is what you shine at. Jumping, flying, stomping, landings.
Full pull from Kira Kimura.
Okay, were the rails technical enough to put him up in the McMorris Menzies department?
Yeah, the rails not quite, and I don't think neither were the jumps.
Interesting.
His last 2 jumps, like in big air, the judges want to see you go big, right? He had some technical tricks, but he just barely makes it over the knuckle. Just.
Is he scrubbing too much speed up at the top and it's hurting him in the bottom?
I don't. Yeah, you see how high he lands up there? You have to be so selective. I'm gonna be saying this a lot. The course sits on a very flat slope, right? So if you land way over to the right and then you have to do a left takeoff, that cutting across, that could be detrimental. All those little things make it really, really hard. So you have to be very intentional about your line choice.
69.2. Greg, you said
intentional.
You also said flat slope. A flat slope.
Like the slope or the run that this is on is very.
It's not super steep.
No.
The length of the course, by the way, is about 650 meters top to bottom. Rocco Jameson, he gave us a nice show in the big air, wound up in 9th place. He did land the backside 1980. That was fun. Here he goes, the 19-year-old from New Zealand.
Oh.
He came off so early there.
But like we saw from Red Gerard, it's rail run, rail 1. Just go. Keep ripping. You never know what the bubble score will actually be.
Yeah, maybe it's 58.
Oh, quick feet on the cannon rail. Switching up, going that fast.
Switch here.
Perfect.
Come on, Rocco. Finish it off strong.
Backside 14 on the second jump. Off the toes.
Okay.
Grabs nose. This will be interesting, Rob.
It'll be very interesting. If you could just drop one of your features, you know? You get to the bottom, okay, I'd like to choose that rail where I came off early. I'll drop that score.
If you saw me on the first rail, no, you didn't. Here's where it goes wrong. See how he lands on his back foot, and that rail is so tall, that is such a high impact. If you're not squared up or have the rail in between your feet, you'll sag off the side. But the jumps for Rocco Jameson were fantastic. 16-20. Don't like the nose grab there, though, or lack thereof.
It's got to be more nose.
Yeah, you got to be right on top. If you're on the side, in between the nose and the bindings, that's a no grab zone. No grab zone. In the words of Reshma Murd.
Isn't there a grab somewhere around there called a tindy that nobody likes?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see?
A tindy or a tailfish or a Nellen. We combine the nose with whatever grab you were closest to.
Chema Mazet Brown, 19-year-old representing Great Britain, former New Zealand athlete, switched to his mother's birth country. Junior world champion back in 2024. Guess where? Livigno.
No way.
Yeah, not lying. 21st in the big air. Occasionally he'll drop in a nose butter trick. See if he's got that in store. He's dropping in here.
Man, everyone is trying to 270 on this down, flat down, and it is fighting back. Exposing anyone who is not absolutely perfect, and that was a near-death experience for Chema. Boardside pretzel, and it is fighting back. exposing anyone who is not absolutely perfect, and that was a near-death experience for Chema. Boardside pretzel flip on the cannon rail.
And natural here in this, or approaching this next jump natural.
Backside 1260, and see, it doesn't always matter in slopestyle, but today, your wax tech has to be perfect. Because we've seen some riders land the jump, and then the second or third jump, they're almost going a little too slow. I know Team Canada's got a fantastic wax tech. So the Maple Leafs have been flying through this, but fortunately for Chema, not the same.
We'll tell you, because we know the score's not going to be great, that the next rider down, speaking of Canadians, will be third for Canadians. Eli Bouchard is coming up. Chema knew that wasn't going to be a great score, and he was right. There's Eli Bouchard, who's 14th in the big air competition. Didn't miss the final 12-man final by much. Did win a World Cup last year in Aspen, Colorado. Craig, we know how good he is in big air. How good is he in slopestyle?
Fantastic. He rides with confidence. He's aggressive. All the things you need. Oh, wow. He rides with confidence. He's aggressive. All the things you need. Oh, wow.
Okay. Are we worried?
We don't love it, if I'm going to be honest with you. But keep going. Nice back lip.
50-foot rider, so this is his natural stance.
And you notice Eli doing presses. He fell off early on that first one. That second one, no, he's going to throw it away. But I mentioned those presses, and I think we'll get a good replay, so I'll break it down. But I would have loved to see him just try.
Yeah, well, see how the jumps are running. What I'm a little bit concerned about is it looks like it's getting a little bit windy.
Yes, windy and visibility. Like, here's the press. Backside 180, switch 5-0. Fully pressed. The press police, they can sit down because Eli Bouchard had that thing up there.
By the way, Kelly Vanderbeek, who's down at the bottom, confirming clouds are coming in more on the horizon and could affect some visibility as we go along here. Eli Bouchard, 17, get another shot at it. Just joined us, Canadian Mark McMorris sitting in second place behind Dane Menzies. He's got lots of Canadian fans as well. This man has lots of fans worldwide. Mons Roysland, silver medalist in big air in Beijing. Wow, he took that huge.
Yes.
Six-time X Games medalist, 5 of them in slopestyle. Where are you? There you are.
Backside 360, fighting that one around.
Mons.
There's something that Mons does on this cannon rail, the final rail feature, that I really hope we get to see in the replay. Nice method to kick things out on that third and final jump. You can hear in the audio there, he missed his grab, didn't get the snap off, and that's where he goes down. But what he did that nobody else is doing, Rob, is he did a pre-butter. So he's sliding on the snow sideways before he even gets to the steel. Super unique and should be celebrated. I think that's really cool. To find little nuances or something that nobody else is doing in a field of this caliber is tough, but that's why Mons is one of the best.
Mons is going to get one last shot to try to qualify. Second of the two French riders in the contest is Enzo Valax. He's 27th in big air. Top 6 result at World Championships last year in the big air event. He's a regular rider. That's the way he drops in here.
Frontside 270, 270 out. You're used to seeing that trick done switch more than regular. Wow, backside 360, front one out.
Switch here.
Enzo getting a little sun for the final 3.
Get around.
That he does, 16-20. Not enough.
Hit the knuckle.
Yeah, that switch backside 16-20 was well done. Just fought it around, but
knuckle sandwich.
Yeah, not the cleanest of landing on jump 1. Not enough speed for jump 2. And Rob, you mentioned that knuckle. What that is at the top of the landing where it goes from flat to the steep part where you actually want to land. It's kind of like a knuckle. You can see the knuckle. That's the last thing you see. That's the flat part of the landing. Don't want to land there.
And at X Games, they have an event called the Knuckle Huck.
Yes.
So you go over the knuckle and you do a trick just off that knuckle.
Yeah.
So fun.
Man, he landed the switchback 16. Pretty perfect. But just not even close right there, right at the top of the landing.
You know why we love slopestyle though, Craig? Just because of the variety. We've seen, I don't know how many riders we've seen. We've seen 24 riders. No 2 runs have been identical.
Facts.
Take a different rail line.
Yep.
Take a different jump line. Do different tricks on each.
Yep.
Some switch, some regular, natural. Just so awesome. Teenager from China, Jie Chunju, who's 29th in the big air. Did have a podium result in big air in China earlier this year on the World Cup. Can do a backside 19. I doubt we'll see it here. Goofy foot rider. Came off early.
Coached by American Sam Holbert, who's a pro snowboarder as well, was in a lot of movies, the Think Tank Productions. And I was riding with Sam and the Chinese team in Saas-Fee, Switzerland in the fall this year at Charles Beckinsale's camps. They're called Stomping Grounds. And I was talking to Sam and he said the Chinese team is super interesting because there's so much talent, but unlike a lot of the other nations, they don't travel outside of China a lot.
Right.
So I was watching some riders, like they're like, hey, we're going to travel outside because we're going to the Olympics. We have to do some World Cups.
Yep.
And there was a lot of riders that are like, I've never heard of this person, but they're riding unbelievable.
Right.
So it's interesting to see if they're going to get on the world stage a little bit more.
You mentioned Charles Beckinsale, and I think of him as a course builder, but he's a lot more than that.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's one of the greatest constructors of jumps in the entire world. But as I mentioned, that Stomping Grounds, that's a camp that he builds. And all the national teams around the world will come and ride those jumps because, you know, they're pristine and built correctly.
By the way, I was just messaged Kelly Vanderbeek, says almost no wind at the bottom of the run, but it is picking up, it seems, at the top. Wind can sometimes be a factor when the jumps, when you're in the air, you don't want to be thrown around.
Oh, for sure. Especially on a course like this where we're seeing a lot of speed issues, a slight gust can completely change it.
said maybe 30. Okay, well, let's see. Oh, maybe 21-7. Kuba Krones, 21-year-old from Czechia. I like that. We're getting one coach in the start area, and they're giving one little hug, and we're not having 6 coaches and 7 different high fives.
Yeah, the half-pipe high-five debacle.
Nice job with the down, flat down. That's my favorite rail, by the way, just because it's so fun to say.
Yeah.
Not having 6 coaches and 7 different high fives.
Yeah, the half-pipe high-five debacle.
Nice job with the down, flat down. That's my favorite rail, by the way, just because it's so fun to say.
Yeah. I like it too. It's been mean to the field thus far, but Kuba makes short work of the steal. He's got a big cheering section too. You saw them and heard them. Wow, frontside 270 in.
Solid.
450 out.
Good job here by the Kubanator from Czechia. Couldn't get the grab really there.
Backside 1260, 3.5 times around. Here's his best direction of rotating. Cap 12.
Good job, Kuba. You got that. Get that last cap 12 and you'll be good.
Yep. You can hear him say there is no speed for the last jump. Because he landed the second one very good, was going straight, and he's great at the switch frontside takeoff. What a board slide pretzel, Rob. That was right through, right to the end.
And that, the complaint that the skiers were saying is they just were not getting enough speed for the jumps. Sort of too big on the rails, not enough on the jumps. But it's
same for everyone.
It's same for everyone. You gotta figure it out.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned that. Like wax techs are gonna play a major factor today.
Okay.
So 44.98. Right now the bubble line to get in is 55.9. And by the way, Red Gerard is inside that line.
What did we say? Do not give up. You don't know what the score is. Keep going. He had a terrible first rail, to be honest with you, and he's still in.
Yang Wenlong, goofy foot rider from China. He's 19th in the big air. Kind of surprised us a little bit.
Yes.
Oh, ouch. Keep going. Keep going.
Yep.
God.
Just for a little bit more safety, going to
What happened,
throw
dog?
this one away with that cap 5, and then, well, it's going on the backside. Rotation, Japan grab right there.
Awesome.
That third rail's, or I guess third rail, 2.5 rail, whatever you want to call it. 3 rail pads, the back of it. Here's where it goes wrong. Backside 270, see how his back foot lands on the rail? You want that rail in between your bindings, so your board can flex around it a little bit. If you're not expecting to land on that back foot, you saw his front foot sog down, and that's going to pull you off the steel.
16.96. Well, here's the man, Ryan Farrell from New Zealand. Remember, we had a drop out of Hiroto Ogiwara. We were expecting to see him, but Ryan Farrell now drops. So instead of 30 riders, 29 riders. Ryan Farrell was 8th in big air, 7th last month in locks. His best result in a few years on World Cup.
Oh, wow. don't see that very often. Just a switch lip 270, gapping switch lip 270.
Did he come off a bit early?
A little bit early. Front 2 450 off. Came off a little bit early. When you hear me see those numbers, that is the degrees of rotation that they're rotating on or off the rail.
Switch here.
Great, solid switch backside takeoff there. Ryan Farrell. Frontside 10 nose grab off the toes. It's got to go 14 or more.
Okay.
All right.
Not one switch.
Not the technicality, especially on the jumps that we saw from Dane, Menzies, Mark McMorris, or even Marcus Cleveland for that matter. But a full pull. That is the only question mark right there, that 270, 450 off. Here's the front 10 off the toes. So he comes up on his toes, you think backside, and he goes, nope, front side, opens his chest to the takeoff. Grabs nose. This will be interesting.
You betcha, Lion.
We'll miss it, buddy.
If it doesn't sound like he has a Kiwi accent, it's because he's got some USA Hawaiian in him.
He does, yes. Grew up in Hawaii. You just saw it. He said, Maui, I love you. You just heard and saw, maybe.
If you could read lips, you saw it.
Yeah, yeah.
If you could listen, you heard it. If you didn't, we weren't talking about it.
Yeah.
Okay, Lion, don't worry about it. 68-6-1. Not a bad score, all things considered. Guess what? That puts you in the top 12. 9th, in fact. One last rider remains, and he is well known to Canadian snowboard fans. Francis Jobin, also known as Frank Jobin. Frank the Tank from Lac-Beauport, Quebec, coming off a really impressive 7th place performance in the Big Air. Remember, he won the World Cup in Aspen, Colorado last year. Career highlight.
Remember, he dislocated his shoulder in the practice of the Big Air final.
The fact
that he even strapped in was ridiculous.
Oh, Frank.
He looked like he landed it. That first rail was ridiculous, Rob. If he is able to put that down, that's one of his best tricks, and nobody can really hang with Frank's rail riding.
He landed it.
That first
career highlight.
Remember, he dislocated his shoulder in the practice of the Big Air final. The fact that he even strapped in was ridiculous.
Oh, Frank.
He looked like he landed it. That first rail was ridiculous, Rob. If he is able to put that down, that's one of his best tricks, and nobody can really hang with Frank's rail riding.
He landed it.
But I think Frank realizes, like when we talked about Red Gerard or some of the other riders that fall off the rail just slightly early, they still get their trick and ride away. They go for it, but Frank knows he full on fell. He sat down. There's no chance, I believe, with the caliber of rider we have here today, a fall and then just going for it on the jumps will get you there.
But, you know, you talked about the wax text. Let's ride the board. Let's feel things out a little bit. They're trying to pick up speed. They want to ride the board flat.
Yep. What goes wrong? Switch backside 270 and then tries to pull it back.
Right, instead of kind of letting it go.
Yeah, if he lands that, that is by far the hardest trick we would have seen up top.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
More shot at this, Frank. Guess what? We are all the way through our field of, well, 29 riders. And there you see Mark McMorris, super solid 81-81 behind Menzies, ahead of Cleveland. Alamon, who started things off, sits in 4th place. Cameron Spalding is back in 18th. It's Bouchard and Jobin sitting 26 and 29. Those numbers they don't care so much about. They just want to get a full pull and give themselves a full opportunity. So there's what we talk about. First rail, you can go the one on the left, you can go the one on the right. Then you could go back the other way. Then you can go back the other way. It's all about your own style. You pick the run and you lay it down. Second run coming up right around the corner. Buckle up.
Hello, beautiful bakers, and welcome to the tent. Oh my gosh. It doesn't seem real just yet.
I see this as my own fairy tale.
When my mom finds out, it'll probably be the proudest she's ever been of me.
I know I'm going to win this entire thing.
Here we go.
I don't believe that at all.
That big gash I got on my finger, it just looks like a fucking burn now. It looks like I fucking touched a hot metal pan or something. Weird.
Down dog.
Damn. Going in.
Fucking hell.
It's not coming together.
Nobody will ever know. Just you and me.
My brain is up here and the arms are here. They're not really connected right now. Oh, they're just going.
Don't mind me.
Anyone else uncontrollably shaking right now?
Take a breath.
We're in the tent. How are you feeling?
Oh my gosh, so excited.
Welcome to your new home.
Mais il est trop chaud. He understands French.
One of the dock workers recognized our victim.
Gallagher is suspect number 1.
Tell me, was it the man politics you didn't like, or the fact that he's living with your wife?
I know he's into something. I just gotta prove it.
No, we all have a past. Find his.
Be careful around Fitz. Donnie's got a lot of demons that tend to appear when no one expects it.
St. Pierre on CBC and CBC Gem.
The biggest night in Canadian music with your host, Mae Martin. The 55th Annual Juno Awards. Live March 29th at 8 on CBC.
2, 3, and 1. Funk is something that takes you over. You can just lose yourself in it, and that was the thing.
She's gone for good this time. No one can know.
Living with these kids has changed me. I'm like a lioness with her cubs.
The Europeans wish to conquer us. Fight or we die.
Life and risk falling. But Dane said, you know what? I'm going to do something ridiculous. I think he was heavily rewarded for that front board through the U-rail, and this, the switchback lift. Run 1, both of those were executed much better. Just saying.
Had the green light on the rails, and he was all right, all right, all right.
Only Border hitting that teardrop, that center rail. And he knows that rail run is not as good as his first one, so let's just do a frontside 360.
I don't know what that grab was.
It's called a stiffy. Straight legs, hands. That rail run is not as good as his first one, so let's just do a frontside 360.
I don't know what that grab was.
It's called a stiffy. Straight legs, hands on the toe edge.
Well, unless crazy things happen, Dane Menzies should be safely through with his first run score of 86.06.
I love this on the U-rail. That's so weird. You never see that in a park. The opposite of a rainbow rail. Switchback lip. I think Dane has one of the best switchback lips in the game, and then this, the teardrop rail. That is a great angle to show you how giant.
Yes.
That may as well just be a jump.
Okay, Dane.
No stress.
We think we'll see you in the final. We would be shocked if we didn't. Meanwhile, Jake Cantor had a 70 in his first run. he would even say, it wasn't perfect. I can be better. Coming off that 15th place Big Air performance. He won the World Cup this year in Snowmass.
Oh. Oh.
That was so good to see him win by the way.
It was.
First ever.
He's been knocking on the door forever, right? That's been what has been said about Jake Cantor. He wins practice every time, and then sometimes when the bib comes on, it just never comes together. There, he proved it can. Little early on the board slide, 270 out.
Maybe just a little.
But not detrimental.
Okay.
He can make up for it here. Cap 1440. Switch to switch, 4 full times around. Switch backside 16. He's fighting, Rob. Look at the tuck.
Come on, Jake. Get this. Stomp this. Yes.
Wow. That was also a very cool way to stop snowboarding. I thought he...
Come on, Jake. Get this. Stomp this. Yes.
Wow. That was also a very cool way to stop snowboarding. I thought he lost it, and then he was just able to pop back up. Little Bob Dylan tangled up in blue. Switch nose press. Then frontside 180 here, Rob, is what we notice, right? On the tail, yeah. He's a good 6 feet early, unfortunately for that.
Aside from that, I mean, let's remember, the score, 56, is the qualifying score right now. This is better than that.
Way better. Way, way, way better. And I think this is better than his first run, to be perfectly honest with you. The technicality of the jumps, much stronger.
Really got going there.
Yeah, 14, 16.
Maybe 71? No. They didn't like it as much as his first run. His first run, 70.53. That'll have to be what stands.
It's got to be that first rail. Like, the slow-mo really revealed how early he came off. In real time, you think, oh, maybe just a foot or two, but the slow-mo showed it was a good portion of the rail missed.
All right, Marcus Cleveland, up to you. 76 was his first round score, almost 77, 76.96 for the Goofy Foot Rider from Norway. Two-time world champion, 8-time X Games champ. Switch here.
The 50180, so impressive.
Okay, I'm gonna fucking...
It's a confident choice, I would say.
Forgot.
Nobody has feet as fast as Marcus Cleveland.
Switch here.
He's able to jump around on rails and on takeoffs like you just saw. What an angle of that. Double frontside rodeo 1080. Backside 1620.
Nice. Solid all the way through. And then spectacular at the end.
Yes. I'm so happy they opted for the drone angle, especially on this. Look at how early. There's the cab 180 on the takeoff. And then that melon poke right there. Switch melon poke, pardon me. The snow coming off, a thing of beauty. From happy they opted for the drone angle, especially on this. Look at how early. There's the cab 180 on the takeoff. And then that melon poke right there. Switch melon poke, pardon me. The snow coming off. Able to jump around on rails and on takeoffs like you just saw. What an angle of that. Double frontside rodeo 1080. Backside 1620.
Has never had a child, has been married 3 times, ran several businesses into the ground, never ran a home, couldn't make a bed to save his ass, calls people he works with dumb loser. Hold on just a minute. Are you talking about me and Ryan right now? Because that's what we call each other and pretty much everybody else that works with us. That's what we do. Has never done sweat labor, has never served on a local committee, has no life experience. So Trump has never had a kid. Now, I gotta be like, I know what Stephen King is trying to say, but it still falls flat on its face. He's trying to say that Trump has never given birth to a child, as opposed to all the other men that have given birth to children, according to leftist Stephen King. All right, but what a fucking freak, dude. Like, these guys are so obsessed with Trump. The things that they say, the things they invent to be offended over. These people are crazy. Like, I would ask Stephen King, since your qualifier for Trump is that he's never given birth to a child.
Oh, God.
Name that man for me. By the way, and the thing that I'm gonna, like, the biggest issue I have with Stephen King is I'm a bit offended by him saying that he's never, had any real life. How dare you? How dare you, Stephen King? Excuse me? Excuse me, Stephen King?
Dog, it's nugget off. Nice, dude.
Dude, imagine you have one of those hallucinations when there's like 20 of them around you.
Yeah. Fuck. Very nice train station, dog.
Damn, that fire looks pretty good. Dude, the fucking sound of items on the ground is so nice.
Yeah.
It almost sounds retro, but in like a good quality way.
What the fuck was that?
What?
I swear you saw something move on the ground.
What, this guy?
I guess it was just a leg or...
That guy's fucked up.
Oh.
Yeah, he moved as well.
Oh, the PC is like really fucking weird, dude.
That PC's kind of retarded.
Fucking retard doesn't know how to read hints.
Yeah, like,
Fucking faggot forgot to press A.
Yeah, I completely forgot you had to do that.
Fucking retard.
I assumed it was harder than that. Nice, dude. Wait, I got hit by one there.
No, when your fucking retarded ass tried to hack the thing, you got shocked. Nice.
I pressed forward and it goes up. Like, I don't know what the fuck that's.
Nice. Fucking retard.
I don't know what the fuck that was, dude. I boosted and it fucking killed me. Fuck, I can't hit one fucking faggot, man. And I fucking...
Nice.
Dude, he's moving so much.
Damn dog exploded.
What happened? I thought we lost you.
Unscheduled stop. Where am I?
How did you end up there? Hang on. This won't be the most pleasant route, but it'll get you to the Cassini Towers residential sector. Damn it! Timon has the signal again. Keep moving.
Okay.
You're very important to them, Isaac. Hold tight. I'll contact you soon.
How do I fucking open the goddamn fucking thing again, man? Yeah, I don't know how to open my fucking inventory. It's fucking amazing. Dude, why can't I get to the fucking thing, man? Well, might as well fucking do this. Shit is so dumb. Do you remember the button to open up your inventory?
Can't even remember what it was back on PS3.
Well, it's gone anyway.
Is it the select button?
Fucking controls are all fucked anyway. So what, with better suits, the fucking inventory increases, I assume, like the inventory size. I hope. Can't remember.
Yeah.
Dude, is this game on drugs? How can I not pick that up?
I think you're still alive. We can't talk. I think they're tracking our signals. Are the memories coming back to you? They're coming back to me. The good ones. And the bad ones. The more I remember. They keep seeing his face. Shit, tell me.
Nice. So I could pay 1,000 for 10 or free for 15. How do I tell which one I have now?
Press RB. RB again. RB again. I think that's.
So 18 slots? Holy fuck.
Hey, Dana, there's this crazy guy that keeps contacting me. I saw him back at the hospital.
Nolan Strauss. He was a patient in the project, just like you.
Yeah? But why was he there? What does he want?
He's a psychopath, Isaac. Stay clear of him. He murdered his own wife and child.
Okay, I'll be careful.
A station-wide emergency is in effect. In accordance with Titan Station Civic Code, I am declaring martial law.
You think it would be, not bad, but not great if I played the first game after this, if it finally worked? You think it'd feel weird?
Definitely feel a lot lower. This game is more fast-paced, right? So.
Dana, I thought you were routing me to residential. This looks like a unitology recruitment center. Am I still on track?
Yes. There's an old maintenance access point in there that'll take you through the waste disposal system and into the Cassini Towers. Stay sharp.
Is this just a statue of a marker, or it's actually like a small one?
Just a statue.
Okay. Whoever sees this, listen up. You can use kinesis to pull blades off dead ones and shoot it back at them.
Yeah, this is pretty useless information. You already know how to do this.
I thought he was gonna kill himself or something.
That video is in the first game.
Oh, so it's literally just a tutorial video?
Yeah. Yeah, you can honestly play whatever you want. I don't give a shit.
Honestly, I was literally gonna get off after this, save here, because I'm fucking tired of this shit.